Hello everyone. We all know that young children are very innocent, and this innocence is often taken for granted by their elder siblings. This poem, The Shed here, is narrated by a child whose brother tells him haunted stories about the shed that was there at the bottom of their garden. I, Kapila, am going to take you to this garden where this shed is. The poet Frank Flynn has told us here in this poem about these two brothers. Let us see what they tell us. But before we see that, let me tell you what a shed is. We've often heard of a shed as a place where a cow lives. But a shed is also a small room that may be somewhere near the outside of your house, and where you keep your tools and all the broken furniture, etc. That's also kept known as a shed. So now you know what a shed is, and let us begin with the poem. There's a shed at the bottom of our garden, with a spider's web hanging across the door. The hinges are rusty and creak in the wind. When I'm in bed, I lie and I listen. I'll open that door one day. There's a dusty old window around at the side, with 3 cracked panes of glass. I often think there's someone staring at me. Each time that I pass, I'll peep through that window one day. My brother says there's a ghost in the shed who hides under the rotten floorboards. And if I ever dare to set foot inside, he'll jump out and chop off my head. But I'll take a peek one day. I know that there isn't really a ghost. My brother tells lies to keep the shed for his den. There isn't anyone staring or making strange noises, and the spider has been gone from his web since I don't know when. I'll go into that shed one day soon, but not just yet. So the child is narrating this to us. In the first paragraph, the child tells us that there's a shed, there's a room there at the bottom of their garden, and they must be using it to store the unwanted things, and they are kept over there. And what is hanging over there on the door? There's a spider's web hanging across the door. If you must have seen the haunted movies, you must have seen, webs are there, huge webs are shown there, which are hanging across the doors, from one side of the door to the other side, that is across the door. And the hinges, the joints which are there, where the door is joined with the sill through the help of the hinges. Those hinges are rusty, they are made of iron, and when iron oxidizes, it becomes a red, and you know that sound, it comes a creaky chirr sound that is there when you close and open the door. That is very haunting. So that sound also comes there. When the wind blows, it makes that sound, the doors. And when he's lying there in the bed quietly, he listens to the sound of the creaking of the door. But still he thinks that he would open the door one day. Now, and what else is there? He further describes the shed, that there's a dusty old window, and the 3 panes of the glass, they are broken there of that window, and often he thinks that somebody is staring at him, somebody is looking at him, continuously gazing at him when he passes from there. So he thinks one day when he will go, he will peep inside, he will take a look inside through that window. The next paragraph, he tells us that his brother has told him that there is a ghost who lives there inside the shed. And where does he hide? He hides under the rotten floorboards. So the floor is made up of wood, okay, and it has all rotted. Maybe termites and all have taken toll on it, and that is why the whole of the wooden floor that has rotted, and under that the ghost hides. And if this child he becomes so courageous as to step inside, then he would chop off his head. And still he thinks that he would be taking a peek. One peek he will take, just a single time he would look inside that shed. And he is consoling his own self by telling that he knows there is no ghost over there. The brother is lying because he wants to keep it as his den. Den is a place where, the children, they get together, they plan strategies, they play. So it's their own place. That is called a den. And there is nobody who is staring at him, nobody who's making noises. He knows all that. And the spider also is not there in the web, and so he doesn't know that when the spider went away, but still he thinks that one day he would definitely go into the shed, but not just yet, because right now he is afraid. Even though he is saying that one day I will go, one day I will go, why not just now he goes over there? Because he is also afraid, he is also frightened. That is the reason why he doesn't go. Now let us do the exercise. Answer the following questions. Who is the speaker in the poem? The child. Frank Flynn is the speaker in the poem. Is he, she afraid or curious, or both? He, she is afraid and curious both. He's afraid because he's saying not just yet, and he's curious because at the end of every paragraph he's saying that one day I will go, one day I will go. So that means he's curious to know what is there inside the shed. So he is both curious and afraid. What is he, she planning to do soon? He, she is planning to go inside the shed very soon. But not just yet suggests what? It suggests fear, hesitation and doubt that yes, there must be something. So but not just yet tells us that he's afraid and he's hesitant of not going inside the shed that very moment. Now this one is your homework. Is there a room in your house or a house in your neighborhood or locality where you would rather not go alone and never at night? If there is such a place and a story to go with it, let others hear all about it. So you'll have to write a story. If you don't have any place, you must have watched movies, you must be knowing, you must have heard somebody telling you a story. So just a short story or any experience of yours, you are supposed to write over here in this short composition. This was a poem dealing with fear and curiosity. We would meet with some such more poems in the coming videos. Till then, take care.